What's going on YouTube? Jason Whitaker, the DIY Dad, and we are back for another episode in my movie theater. I got two brand new components to add to this theater. I got the Denon 3700H, it's an 8K receiver, and a 12-inch 400 watt subwoofer. So let's go ahead and unbox those and let's see what we get. Here's the box. It's the Denon AVR 3700H in Command series. This particular receiver is a 9.2 channel 8K Ultra HD AV receiver. It's got Wi-Fi, HEOS built in, voice control. This particular receiver is 105 watts per channel. Here are some of the things that this particular receiver has the ability to do. This receiver also has Bluetooth, Wi-Fi enabled. Let's unbox it. All right, let's go ahead and open her up. See what we got. All right, first thing first, we got ourselves a remote. Batteries. Remote looks pretty basic. We got a quick start guide. Odyssey microphone. So if you guys don't know what this is, you can plug this in on either a tripod or put it in the center of your room on top of a table, and it can auto calibrate your AV receiver for the best sound in the room. So it sends different signals to different speakers in the room, and it auto calibrates it for the best optimal sound for your setup. So that's, make sure you don't lose that. Power cable. All right, we got our Bluetooth antennas. Now, one of the reasons why I picked this particular receiver with this feature is because if you saw my last video, my receiver is currently in a closet on the back side of my theater. So I could not use my remote with my current setup to change the volume or change any settings. This has an app that I can download and use my phone as the remote. So one of the biggest benefits to this receiver is the Bluetooth capability. AM/FM antenna, pretty standard. What's great about some of the higher end receivers is that you get these little stickers like you see here. And what I'm going to do, because I'm the DIY guy, I'm going to, as I take speaker wire off of my old receiver, I'm going to mark their location, so when I put them back on, I know exactly where they go, so I can put them on pretty quick. So as I take the speaker off, say for example the front left, I'll take the sticker off and wrap that around that wire, so when I hook it back up, it's pretty quick. So that's pretty cool for doing that, Denon. Appreciate you. We got this little cardboard tripod if you want to use this for your Odyssey microphone when you're doing your calibration. You can set that up. There's many different configurations. I'll probably just use the tripod that I'm using for my camera here to set it up, but that's pretty cool for Denon to do that. And then we got the receiver. Alright, let's take off some of this packaging. And let's start with the back, which is probably the most important part of the receiver. Alright, so let's start with the bottom. We have our front right, front left, center. We have our surround right, surround left, surround back right, surround back left, height right, height left, height 2, right and left. So you can do many configurations with this particular receiver. So if you want to do like a 5.1, you use these speakers here. And this particular receiver has the ability to do 2 subwoofers. And we'll get to that second subwoofer here in a minute. But from my previous video, you saw that I want to do Atmos sound. So what this receiver has the ability to do is give me height as well as surround sound. So what I'm going to do is a 7.2.2 system. So I'm going to use my front right, left, center. I'm going to use on the sides, surround right, surround left. I'll have my rear, surround back, left and right. And then I'm going to use height 1 and height 2. That gives me my 3D sound using Dolby Atmos. Now, this particular receiver has the ability to expand into a 11.2.4 system. So all I have to do is add an additional amplifier, a 2-channel amplifier in the future, and I can add the additional Atmos speakers here. I mentioned earlier that this receiver can do 8K. There's not a lot of content out there currently in 8K, but what I'm preparing myself to do is kind of future-proof my home theater. This does do 4K and 120 frames per second. It also does 8K and 60 frames per second. So compatible with our new gaming devices, your new PlayStation 5, your new Xbox. So I hope to get a new PlayStation 5 when they're back in stock. So I want to be able to use that down in my movie theater. So what we also have here, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 inputs for HDMI. We got 3 outputs. This being your main output. This would be going out to my projector. We have a position here, and then also a position there for our Bluetooth antenna. We have some optical ends on both sides. Remember when I said that we can expand this later? There's pre-outputs here. So if I want to go to that, 11 speaker setup, the 11 channel setup, I can hook up my preamp to this location here because it can process it. It's just it's not configured to push more than 9 speakers, but I can configure it to where it processes the extra height speakers here if I ever go to that .4 system. Also, we have our AM/FM antennas on this side. We have our RS232C remote control IRs in and out, and we have some component video inputs here. So this is the front of the receiver. Obviously, we got our source select on this side. We have our master volume on this side. It is, again, 9.2 channel. It's 105 watts per channel. Currently, my system is running 90 watts per channel on my Yamaha. So I think this will definitely give me more sound. Remember I mentioned earlier about the 11.2 channel processing. It is a 9-channel receiver, but it processes 11.2 with a separate amplifier. So if I decide to add that extra height speakers in the future, I can do that. Obviously, Dolby Atmos gives me my 3D sound. Also has the IMAX Enhanced DTS:X. Here's 8K video, 4K at 120. Again, our new gaming devices are 4K at 120. Bluetooth, again, I can use my my cell phone as the remote for this device. which makes it very convenient, so I don't have to buy a separate remote to control my device. Also compatible with Pandora, all your other music selections, Alexa, Hios, we got Spotify, as well as Apple AirPlay. Alright, so next up in our unboxing, we have the Klipsch R12SW. It's a 12-inch front-firing subwoofer. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what we get. Alright, we got some RCA cables. We got our manual here. We got another box. Let's go ahead and open that. So inside this box is our removable grill. So there's our removable grill. And this sucker is heavy. Here we go. So I figured out where my front of the speaker was, and I slid it out on its back to ensure I don't damage the speaker itself. Here we go. We got the pretty gold and the speaker cover goes on just like this. Back here we got the gain control, we got the low pass, hertz. We got the phase control, auto on off, line in. I'll be using the LFE because my system will be the 2 subwoofer system. And we have our power cable. And just to let you know, I did buy this at Costco. I was looking all over the place online and I just could not find a reasonable priced Klipsch 12-inch subwoofer on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. I was able to get this subwoofer at Costco for $250. That was a really good deal compared to some of the other stores and online shops that I saw. So as soon as I saw the deal, went and swooped this one up. I mentioned my speaker configuration and how that's going to look in my room is this. So we have our left, center, and right speaker. These are all Klipsch reference. And there's the 12-inch subwoofer up front, which is going to be one of these subwoofers. If you watched in my previous video, I have these speakers in the ceiling. Those are going to be coming down, all 3 of those. I'm going to reuse 2 of those to save some money, and I'm going to put those on my left and right walls over here, and that's going to give me my surround left and right. I'm going to leave the other 4 speakers in the ceiling. I'm going to use this guy right here and that guy right there if it focuses in. I'm going to use those 2 as my Atmos sound. And since I'm not running a 4 Atmos speaker and I may upgrade later, I'm going to save my rear speakers right now. I'm going to keep those in the ceiling in case later on I add speakers to the wall back here. But these will be my rear surrounds. These are Soundcraft, I believe, AIM 5s. These are 8-inch speakers with directional tweeters. So these are actually pretty good sounding speakers. Another reason why I'm going to use them on my reuse them on my walls. I'm so excited to get these components added into this movie theater. It's going to make it sound awesome. It's just going to take it to that next level. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on installing the receiver, getting the subwoofer installed, and I'm going to go ahead and drop some of these speakers out of the ceiling. For time, I'm going to save that for another video. So thank you for watching. If you want to watch me do the work on the movie theater, please hit that subscribe and like button, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.